Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our QCC report out. My name is John Gomez. I'm a Trim 1 Mid team leader. My safety commitment is I will always ensure the safety of my team members by providing them with the proper PPE necessary. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, we are actually still running, but we did pre-record a video that we will share with y'all, and hope you guys enjoy it. After the video, we'll come right back for Q&A. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to present our QCC out to you guys. My name is John Gomez. I'm a Trim 1 Mid team leader, and our safety commitment is we will ensure that safety is our first priority at all times. So we are the sliders for advisor. We have Anne-Marie and we have Jesse. Circle leader, we have myself. This is my first time leading and actually completing the QCC. For team leader, we have Mario with his first QCC. And for circle members, we have Eva, we have Mike, we have Hector with his first QCC, and we have Robert with his first QCC. Here we have our pre-work. As you can see, we have our pre-themed circle level assessment. We are currently at a low zone D1. Down below, we have our theme selection matrix. As you can see, we got a couple things that we took a look at. We're gonna go with our high hitter, which is our quality defects, which scored 28. So just a little bit of background for that. From the months of July through December, Trim 1 Mid Team 4 had a total of 17 defects. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Hector.
Hello, my name is Hector Sierra. For step one, we had to clarify the problem. Our ultimate goal was to provide the customer with the highest quality vehicle at the lowest cost by eliminating offline repairs due to defects. Our ideal situation was to eliminate the amount of defects from Team 4 processes. As you can see on the graphs below, our current condition for defects was 17, our ideal being 0, which left us with a gap of 17. For step 2, we had break down the problem. Team 4 had a total of 17 defects. East 14 had a total of 8. As we took a closer look, Tundra had 5. All of those airbag sensor related. All of which, four of those being wrong spec airbag sensors. All of which were very bad. As you can see below, we have our process flow. Check the manifest. Pick up the PKB from the SPS cart. Install the PKB. Pick up the airbag sensor, which brings us to our prioritized point of occurrence. As you can see in the picture below, the airbags have a very similar part design, the only difference being the part ID. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Mario.
Hey everyone, my name is Mario. I'm a team member at Trim 1 Mid, and I'll be going over step 3 for y'all. Step 3, set a target. So we set a target to reduce the number of defects coming from East 14. Now from January 6th, we had 4 defects. We want to bring that down to 0 defects, ideally giving us a 100% reduction from March 30th. Now, we want to have an impact to gap. We look at our team total of 17 defects, bring that down to 13, giving us a 23% reduction, putting us in the right direction. I'll go ahead and pass it to Robert for step 4.
Hello, I'm Robert. I'll go ahead and continue. After we set our target, we went ahead and tried to find out what a root cause was going to be. We took a look at man and we saw that the team member picks the wrong airbag sensor. Why? The team member picks from the wrong tote. Why? Similar parts next to each other on the sync cart. Why? Because the sync cart layout being on the method, we saw the team member picks the wrong airbag sensor. Why? This team member cannot verify parts of the manifest. Why? Because team member picks the part 36 seconds after checking the manifest. On the machine, there's no machines in our process, so we didn't bother too much with that one. And then on material, we saw that the potential to install the wrong part. Why? Because of similar part designs, but that was actually out of our scope. So on the first 2, we saw that our root cause was going to be the sync cart layout being no good. As you can see, this is actually our current condition of the sync cart. It looks like, as you can see, the airbag sensors are right next to each other on the sync cart, and there's actually no visual aid for the team member to check the part. And once again, from the start of the cab, there's a 36-second gap between checking the manifest and actually picking up the part itself. So next we came up with a few countermeasures. We went ahead and used our countermeasure selection matrix and went with the highest one, which scored a 25, which was actually going to be Kaizen, the pick process on the sync card. So now I'll go ahead and pass this on to Mike.
Hi, my name is Michael. As you can see here, this is our current condition. This is our current condition. For our first countermeasure, we decided to have a great visual aid. So, and then for our second one, we decided to add a tilt divider that we can slide back and forth. As a result to this, the result was a 50% reduction, which is great, but we know we can do better. So we went back to the drawing board and we saw that the cons were that the tools were still too close together. The hardware separation was still no good, and team member still has the option to pick both sensors. So for our second countermeasure, it was built in JKK. It was only CAD specific part and hardware that was available to the team member. We created a POCO system with the new cart with a part separation that served up the necessary conditions for the team member. So for the Tundra, the slider over, for the Tundra, only Tundra parts were available that the team member could pick. And then for the Tacoma, slide it over, blocks the Tundra, and only Tacoma parts are available for the team member to pick. Luckily, the cab structure are actually completely different. So for the Tundras, they require a bolt to actually secure the airbag sensor, while the Tacoma requires a stud and a nut to secure the airbag sensor itself. I'd like to pass it on to Eva.
So for step 7, we have confirming results in process. On our impact to airbag sensors on Tundras, we had a total of 4 defects in January. We were able to bring that down to 0 by March, giving us a 100% reduction. As an added bonus, we were also able to impact our Tacomas and eliminate the 3 defects we had there down to 0, which gave us an additional 100% reduction as well. On our impact to gap, on our total team defects, we had 17, and we were able to bring that down to 10, giving us a 41% reduction.
All right, so for step 8, standardized successful processes, we created a PCR for a TPN to inspect the slider daily. We created a FIFO stand in the process zone. We're looking to yoke attend this design to the mirrored process, which is West 12. We're also going to submit our Kaizen to BPACs, and we want to create a plan to demonstrate our design to other shop GLs to yoke attend this design. So here we have our posting circle level assessment. When we started this, we were at a low zone D, and currently now after this QCC, we are at a lower zone C, which not only did we develop as a team, but we developed individually. And so my reflections for this QCC, just knowing the importance of this critical part, and myself with family members that drive Toyotas, just a good feeling knowing that we're giving not only our family members, but the customers the quality vehicle that they deserve. Thank you.
My reflection from the QCC was teamwork. Working as a team, we were able to find a countermeasure for a recurring issue, which was a function A defect.
What I got from this QCC was experience, how to learn how to do a QCC, and I'm thankful for the chance to do this. Thank you.
For myself, I would say it'd be a continuous improvement. When I first started, it was about the time these defects started rolling out. So I remember coming in one day and actually standing right after East 14 and physically checking every single airbag sensor to make sure it was the correct one. And then we put in our first countermeasure. We saw some results, but it wasn't good enough. So we went on to the next one and to our final result, which is pretty good. But we always know that we can do better. So it's nice to know as a company that we continue to improve no matter what. So thank you.
My reflection is knowing the fact that to try the team to strive to do better and become better, and knowing the fact that we took this issue and we improved it. So by doing so, we were able to Yucatan this into other areas, and I'm very proud of my team and knowing the fact that we did a great job on our quality circle. Thank you.
So my reflection on this QCC was just being able to collaborate as a team and problem solve and being able to eliminate a serious problem that we had online that pertained to the safety of our Tundra and Tacoma drivers. Thank you.
So this concludes our QCC. We're going to now open it up for questions.
Okay, Jesse, you can start sharing your video again, your live video for Q&A.
So just before we open up for the questions, I just want to show the Kaizen that we made actually in process. As you can see here, the team member will check the manifest and then slide to the correct cab type. So now he only has parts available for just that specific cab type. We have the common part here along with the nut that belongs to the airbag sensor, with the Tundra parts being not available to the team member.
All right, team, let's give them a round of applause, team. Would like to open up for a Q&A.
Hey, this is Suzanne Kazunas. My safety commitment is to wear a face shield when I'm interacting at 3 foot or less. When you all started, I mean, the end countermeasure is so simplistic, but incredibly effective. You know, how did you guys come to that? I mean, clearly you had a step in between, but you know, ultimately, how did you decide to block?
Yeah, so as I don't know, you can see from our first countermeasure, we did implement a slider to kind of just block out the airbag sensors to prevent the team member from being able to pick from both, but we still, we still got flow out from that. So we wanted to take it a step further. We kind of knew the idea that we needed to, redesign the entire cart, and we didn't want to have to go that route, but we knew it needed to be done in order for this flow out to be resolved.
Were there any other countermeasure options you all discussed and you ruled out, and why?
There was, which, we wanted to kind of separate the sensors from being in the process, having both sensors and just E14. We did want to look at other processes within the team to maybe move one of the airbag sensors away from that process. We knew just the kind of work that was needed to be implemented and the time that it would take for us to do that.
Well, I think it's awesome. What a simple solution, and I can imagine dozens, if not more, places that could be used. So congratulations and great job for the problem solving. And first QCC, for your first QCC, your all's utilization of the tools was really, really effective. You could see how you broke down the problem and you got to your root cause. And I think the countermeasure is really effective. So thank you for all your hard work and for the great effort for the first quality circle for many of your members.
Yes, thank you.
This is Toshi. My safety commitment is I always keep the rules. Thank you very much for the great activity. Same comment as Suzanne, but the countermeasure is very simple, but very, very effective countermeasure. So maybe we will not have the same problem again. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Kevin Vocal. My safety commitment is I will follow CDC guidelines to protect myself during this pandemic. So I really appreciate, the recorded video session I felt like it was live. So you guys did a fantastic job, and I really want to thank you for you and the team for taking on this challenge during such times of high overtime and these challenging times in the pandemic and everything else. I thought your team did a fantastic job. Suzanne and Toshi already mentioned how simplistic the countermeasure was, but very effective. But I really appreciate you tackling these things, and I feel like your team had good synergy. I'm really encouraged by the thing you said at the end, is that to be able to yoke-attend this to other places to prevent wrong picks or wrong parts, or even things falling out or dropping parts into another box. So I think this could be a really countermeasure that you could use all over the shop, and I'm encouraged to hear more about that as you yoke it in. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, team. Let's give them another round of applause. Okay, John, what we're going to do now is we're going to do the certificates. So if Daniel Pena or Mr. Mark Juarez is around there, we're going to do the certificates now.
Good afternoon, Mark Juarez. My safety commitments assured my trim team members are following shop PP and social distance standards. Really proud of this team. I know, especially with John taking on his first one's a good challenge. Anne Marie started the QCC, then COVID happened, and Jesse was able to step in and get this team back going on this QCC. One thing, probably they got tired of me coming over and looking at the process on the first four. So they really worked hard. So I'm proud they didn't stop on the first one. They continued to be able to do this Kaizen. So for the first one, Jesse Salazar, group leader for the sliders. So thank you. Next will be Mario Chavarria. And he's going to jump in process real quick. Next, our QCC leader, John Gomez. Excellent job for his first time around. Thank you, John. And one other team member that we have here is actually building in the background, Robert Hernandez, integral part of the sliders. So thank you very much, team.
All right, great job again, team. Thank you very much for your awesome report out. So at this time, we'd like to ask our MSC members. We're going to take a couple of minutes of a pause. We'll ask our MSC members to please take this time to submit your scores, and we'll start the next presentation up in just a couple of minutes.